morning, everybody. I was hoping we could talk a little bit about Finland's schools today and how they compare to ours. And I want to see this complex issue through the lens of Victor Vintanza, who says we need to bring in other points of view. So let's look at these Finnish schools. Finland is doing well in education. And I don't study international ratings that closely or that often because they're too much like soccer fans yelling for their national teams. Still, as educators, we know that Finland does well. Finland doesn't use standardized tests, and this article in Politico suggests that Finnish classrooms are low-tech. Nothing can be imported wholesale from its own setting to another, but I just thought it might be helpful to consider what the Finnish schools are doing with devices in the classroom. For what it's worth, in the past 2 years, I've asked my students if they'd like me to ban the use of tech, except as needed for directed assignments, and they've gratefully said yes. Each semester, I can't believe my ears. The first semester I offered extra credit for going tech-free, and they all took it up and said throughout the semester how liberating it was. I noticed that they were more engaged and friendlier with each other, though at the end of class, they were like smokers at a hospital, ready to get out the door and light up. Now, I just ask if they want me to ban it. They do not want to make that rule for themselves, but they like the rule imposed. Makes my job a bit more challenging in terms of class administration, but surprisingly worth it in all the ways that matter to them and me. The trade-offs, in turn, prove to be marginal at best. If we need to look something up impromptu online, I do it, or someone volunteers to use the class computer to do so, making it a group event. The Finnish point of view is more than just how to use devices if we step back from that issue. This discussion returns me to the original questions and challenges that people had in our field in the late 80s. I was an enthusiastic early adopter in the classroom. People challenged me constantly to remember that tools are not pedagogical goals and to be clear that electronic devices were not an end in themselves, but simply one of the aids to teaching critical thinking and writing. Now the mood shifted, and there seems to be more pressure from adopters on those who lag. Aren't these positions over but one aspect of learning? Finns also praise getting out into their local community and not staying too long in a virtual community. If we take a broad and holistic view that education is but a piece of the culture in which it operates, may there not be many other ways to encounter this issue? Shouldn't this issue not be so much whether I, as a teacher, am comfortable or uncomfortable with technology, but how much my students need to learn about using technology in writing and what technology? And then there's the question of when students need to be introduced to and learn that technology. All of it does not have to happen in a first-year writing course, does it? Should it? Can it? Digital technology is often portrayed as a cure for the world's ills. Democracy has somehow become embodied by social media, and this is especially true in education.